So we've started the plumbing, and we pulled through some of this PEX tubing, and this is the stuff that's to coat. So this is what you should have, and this is the water that's coming in. So we've got the new inlet right here that we've installed, and we've made sure that it's got a nice seal. We've caulked it on the outside, so it's got a nice seal, because as you can see, in the past they had a lot of water leakage right here, and that's because they didn't have a good seal on it, so rainwater would come in, because there's no eyebrow or anything on the outside. It just kind of dribbles down on the outside, and it goes right in through here. So what we put was some butyl tape on the inlet, and we drilled it back in. We firmed this whole thing up with the can't think of the name of it.
Hardener?
Yeah, it's hardener, but the green
Total boat fairing compound?
Yeah, that stuff. The total boat. We firmed it up with the total boat fairing compound. So we've got it in there, so it's got a nice seal around it. So what we have to do next is we have to connect a flexible tubing, about a foot of flexible tubing to the water inlet, and that's just so when the pressure builds up, it doesn't blow out the PEX tubing. It doesn't blow it out. It makes it's flexible, it's expandable a little bit, so that way the pressure, if it varies for whatever reason, it's not gonna break the entire line. It's not gonna shatter the PEX tubing, so it'll give it a little bit of flex, and that's gonna come in through here. And most likely how it's going to go is down through here and then in this way and down. That's going to be the water inlet. So this is going to carry the water all the way into this section right here. There was a pump. There was a pump in here that we just removed. It was the old water pump, but it's for when we're out at port. Out at anchor, and it allows the water to be pressurized so we can use the sink and everything like that. And there's also a water tank under there, water storage tank under there. We're not using it. We're not going to be using it right away, but we're leaving it in there mostly because we can't take it out. But it's still going to be connected into the system. So now that we've got the water inlet ran to here, the next step would be to run the water inlet all the way to the back of the boat. So it's going to go this way. It's going to go up into there, and then all the way out to the back of the boat, where we have our new water heater. So the water heater we haven't installed yet, but we've got it, and we've got a new platform that we just waterproofed and everything right there that we're going to install to put the new water heater and all the connections and everything on. So it's not that difficult, thankfully. It's been pretty easy. It's just a matter of not raining. When it's not raining, we'll be able to do this stuff. So once we run all that stuff back, we'll be able to run the new hot and cold lines back into the bathroom, into the sink area, and then we'll be able to start putting things together, like the flooring and the cabinets and the walls. But we can't do that until the plumbing and electricals ran. So that's where we're at with the plumbing right now. I am prepping this, or continuing to prep this piece of wood to go into the engine compartment, because this is where our water heater and eventually our gas tank and possibly generator is going to go on. And it does occasionally get wet in the engine compartment, so just trying to make sure that this doesn't degrade and it lasts for years, because we don't want to do it again.
So what layers do you have on here already?
Well, so I put a stain sealant on here. I didn't know it was a stain. We thought we bought the clear coat stuff, but we didn't. But it was a stain. So we put that on there, and then I put urethane on there. And urethane's good because it's non-flammable, so it's fire retardant. And then I'm putting this Henry Dura Bright coat on there. It's basically like what's on the deck. So it should just give us that extra layer of protection on top of all the other layers of protection, and it'll be nice and clean looking, at least for a while.
So we got the platform in. Well, this is just a test fit. And of course, as it is white, it's gonna get dirty fast. There's my footprints. But looks like it should fit. Gonna add a support down there to help with the weight, and there were these rubber things attached to some of the stringers down there, and I think that was there originally to help level this out since it's not really level. All right, back on the boat on Gibby to do some more projects. It is just me for a while. Taylor happily got a new gig in the film industry as a lead man for this new movie for Hallmark in Charleston, South Carolina, and he'll be there for the next 6 weeks. Now, as much as I would have loved to have gone with them, one of us needed to stay behind and take care of the dogs and continue progress forward on the boat, and that was me. So I'm gonna see how much I can get done over the next 6 weeks while he's away. Maybe he'll come back for a weekend and we'll be able to get some more stuff done. But I'm hoping to get a lot of stuff done to make it a lot easier for him when he arrives. So let's show you what I've done so far. All plumbing lines have now been run. So we got the hot and cold for the bathroom sink. The hot and cold that's going to be the shower. And the hot and cold that's going to be for the kitchen sink. Sorry, made me all dizzy here. Also got the clear 1/2-inch tubing that connects to our city water inlet. The instructions said there should be at least a foot of the flexible tubing like that. Then we're going to do a connected to this here. Then that's going to go down under the floor, and it comes out here. This is where it's going to tee off into something like this. This is where the water pump was that would the DC water pump that would pump water from the freshwater tank that's underneath there, and then that's where it will we're gonna do an adapter to go to the 3/4 inch line, which is all this here. It's extra long, and it kind of goes in and it comes up there and it goes whoosh, straight back, and that is what is eventually gonna get teed off and go into the hot water heater and into the cold water for the manifold. So that's pretty much it for the plumbing. All right, so all of the plumbing lines have been officially run, and I made it all nice and neat. Look at that, I love it. Yes, they're all run. Still need to mount this, but I'm gonna wait on that because I need to install this thing, and wherever the piping kind of lines up over here to go down to this, I guess I'll position that accordingly. And this needs to get cut to put the T into there. That's gonna feed into the hot water heater. Yeah, I think it's gonna be great because we got bath shower, bath sink, bath shower, bath sink. Awesome. Oh boy, what a day it's been. Just want to do a progress video. I literally have spent all day on the road and at Home Depot, barely any time with the boat, but at least wanted to get this mounted, installed, and I did. You know, so we'll put the labels here for what they are. The key here so that way we can turn separate systems on and off if there's ever a need for that. This is probably too rigid to bend all the way up there to go up there, so I'll probably do an elbow up to here. And as I was having a shit time at Home Depot trying to find fittings, like the first fittings I had fit into here, but it was too big for this. So I tried to find an adapter. They didn't have any, of course. So I found these, and now they fit in here. However, they are PEX fittings, which means the PEX line will need to go directly to this, which means these are a waste. And I really wish we didn't throw away the parts from the old one, just so you can at least understand what they did, because oh my god, this has been a pain in the ass. And one more thing I just noticed too is, like, 'cause I thought this was 3/4 inch, but no, this is actually 1/2 inch, which means the only thing that's 3/4 inch is this manifold. So really, we didn't even need this. We could have just ran 1/2 inch all the way up to here and just did an adapter to connect to that. So I'm debating, do we just want to keep rolling with this and it's already installed like in the wall, or do we want to take it out and replace it with 1/2 inch? Because my thought process is I'm worried about water pressure, because we're going from 1/2 inch in, then having to go to 3/4 inch, to go to 1/2 inch in, 1/2 inch out, to go to 3/4 to back to 1/2 inch. I don't know. I am very tired. This has been a terrible day. Got all the cold water connections done. This is the sink. I think this is the shower. This should be the bathroom sink. Also got the hot water for the kitchen sink. This should be the shower. I need to go back to Home Depot because I am literally one elbow short for this. So this can go up there. And I also am going to get a stopper, because I'm gonna put one on here and just leave it, maybe a tube, maybe a little bit less than this with the stopper, so that way if we ever wanted to use this in the future, we could just cut that and use that. Because I don't want to trust that just this off position means no wire is gonna get through. But it is coming along. Oh, and I still got to for the 3/4 inch tubing, kind of go down in here, and that's gonna go up into here. So it's coming along. Everything should be plumbed. The hot water heater is connected pretty good. The cold, pretty good. I took off the back cover of this, although it's pre-wired. All I gotta do is just splice all that in. I think this is for a fuse, maybe. Gotta see about that. I did screw this down. Like, the positioning of this almost makes it impossible to even get the screws in. I don't know why they did it. It should have been on the side. But I got that secured down. All is hooked up. All these lines are now going to the sources. And the only thing missing, I'll probably need to install this one here. I think that's all I have left to do, is just install the nipple thing here, just put a bit of pipe and just put a cap on it, because we're not really going to be needing that, and I'll be putting the labels on it. So that's what it's like, and I want to get out of this engine room. My back hurts. All right, back in the closet. Just give you an update of currently what I'm working on. This wall has been the worst wall when it comes to water damage, because the old city water inlet wasn't sealed properly. Well, we took care of that. It has not leaked since. And this wall here was separating. As you can see, it bows pretty bad. And so this is kind of like my way of making sure it's kind of square in here. Made some new supports, squaring up as best I could. And we got some cedar siding, shiplap style. That's gonna go all the way up on this wall and on this wall. And so it'll be very closety in here, and it would smell amazing. Keep the bugs and mildew mold out. And I'm going to leave this gap open. So I'm gonna take the cedar, kind of go up to here and continue up. I'm gonna go around this. I'm gonna leave this hole. The reason why I'm leaving the hole still here, for one, it's fantastic access to inside, which we don't have much of that right now. It'll be easier when we pull wires and everything, but so that way the hose can run into here and then run out that way. And And also electrical is coming up here, and we're gonna put some bus bars and stuff like that for at least the AC side that what we're working on right now. So AC negative, positive on one dual bus bar, and then the AC common ground on the other. So whew, I can't believe that took me all day just to do this part. So let's take a look at what I did here. Got my nice little lantern. Cedar all the way up. Here's the hole where we're going to have the hose going around and into there, so that way it connects to the blue line down in there. And then we're going to have electrical wiring coming up through this hole, up, and all that's gonna be up here somewhere. It seems pretty firm enough to mount those terminal bars too, so I'm not worried about that. Got a nice little hole cut out for this, and I think it looks nice. The only thing left to do is route this edge to make it flush. I'm not too worried about that at the moment, but I'm stuck. It's so tight in here. But yeah, it smells great. It already smells like a cedar closet, and yeah, that was pretty easy, but just really time consuming.